heard my son say it like it was nothing. Use her pension card. She won't notice. The words didn't land right away. They just hung there, suspended, like I was underwater again, hearing things too late. The cashier was looking at me, not unkind, just waiting. The line behind us went quiet. That uncomfortable kind of quiet where you suddenly feel every eye, even if no one is staring. I remember the beep of the machine, sharp, final. I remember my hands shaking, not dramatically, just enough that I noticed, and then wondered why. That moment comes back to me now in fragments, because before that, there's a stretch of time where nothing comes back at all. I woke up to breathing that wasn't mine, slow, mechanical, too steady. At first, I thought someone had left a radio on, something humming in the background. But then I realized the sound was beside me, above me, all around me. My eyes wouldn't open, or maybe they did, but nothing made sense. Everything felt heavy. My arms, my legs, even my mouth felt like it belonged to someone else. I tried to speak. Nothing happened. I remember thinking, so this is it. This must be what old age finally feels like. That quiet slipping away no one really warns you about. Then I heard his voice. My son's, close, too close. She's waking up, he said. Not relieved, not worried, just stating it, like a fact on a checklist. Another voice answered, a woman's, gentle, but tired. She's been out for weeks. That word pressed itself into my chest and didn't move. I wanted to ask what happened, where I was, why my body felt like it had been borrowed and returned wrong. But I couldn't ask anything. I drifted after that, in and out, sleep, waking, sleep again. Sometimes there were nurses, sometimes my son, sometimes no one at all. There was a clock on the wall. I know that because I could hear it ticking. Every tick felt louder than the last, like it was counting something down. When I was awake enough to understand, they told me I'd fallen. At home, in my kitchen, hit my head, lost consciousness. A coma, they said, a mild one. If such a thing exists, I don't remember the fall, not a second of it. They said I was lucky. They always say that. My son was there after that. Every day, he told me, I remember his face leaning over mine, his phone always in his hand. Sometimes he smiled. Sometimes he didn't look up at all. He spoke to the doctors more than he spoke to me, asked questions, nodded, took notes. He sounded capable, responsible. Even through the fog, I was proud of him. They sent me home eventually. I don't know how long it had been. Days, weeks. Time didn't feel solid anymore. My son said it was better if I stayed with him for a while, just until I got my strength back, just until I felt like myself again. I didn't argue. I didn't have the energy to. Before we continue, if this story resonates with you, comment below how it made you feel and where you're watching from. Your support helps stories like this reach more people. Don't forget to like and subscribe. His house felt strange that first night. Quiet, but not the comforting kind. walls were bare, clean, no photographs, no clutter, no history, nothing that said life lived. I slept on the couch. He said the bed upstairs wasn't ready yet. That should have bothered me. It didn't. I was just grateful to sleep without machines breathing for me. The next morning, he handed me my purse. Everything looked normal. My wallet, my keys, my pension card. I held that card longer than I needed to. Ran my thumb along the edge like I always do. It's a habit, something grounding. You'll need this if we go out, he said. A few days later, we did just the grocery store. Nothing big. Bread, milk, soup, easy things. I moved slowly through the aisles. My legs still didn't fully trust me. People passed by. Some smiled. Most didn't notice me at all. At the checkout, my son unloaded the items. He stood close, too close, and then I heard it. Use her pension card, she won't notice. He didn't say it to me. He said it to the cashier, quietly, like a suggestion, like a shortcut. The cashier looked at me then, just for a second. Her eyes moved from my face to the card in my son's hand. Heat crept up my neck. I wanted to speak. Even one word would have been enough, but my mouth stayed closed. I told myself I must have misheard. My hearing isn't what it used to be. Maybe he meant something else. The machine beeped. The card went through. My son smiled like nothing had happened, thanked the cashier, picked up the bags. I followed him out, feeling smaller than I ever remember feeling. In the car, neither of us spoke. At home, he put the groceries away, set my purse neatly back on the table. Dinner later, he said. Then he went upstairs. I stayed where I was, listening to the refrigerator hum, listening to my own breathing. Nothing felt sharp yet, nothing clear, just wrong. I opened my purse again, checked my wallet. Everything looked the same, but my hands wouldn't stop shaking. That night, sleep wouldn't come. I kept replaying his voice. The way he didn't look at me when he said it. The look on the cashier's face, like she wasn't sure whether I understood what was happening to me. I told myself I was just fragile, that the coma had left things loose inside my head. Still, a thought settled in quietly. Maybe I wasn't fully awake yet. Maybe part of me was still lying in that hospital bed, and as I stared at the ceiling, listening to him move around upstairs, something began to take shape inside me. Not proof, not certainty, just a feeling I couldn't ignore. Something had happened while I was unconscious, and whatever it was, it hadn't ended when I woke up. The next morning, I woke up before he did. That almost never used to happen. The house was quiet, not peaceful, just still, like it was holding its breath. I sat up slowly, waiting for the room to settle. It always tilted a little now, just enough to remind me I wasn't steady yet. Bathroom first, then the kitchen. My purse was on the counter again. I stopped when I saw it. I knew I hadn't put it there. I was careful now, too careful. I picked it up and opened it right there by the sink. Wallet, keys, a folded tissue. Everything looked the same. But when you've lived long enough, you learn something important. Things can look exactly the same and still be wrong. I sat down at the small table and waited for him, for the house to wake up. When he came downstairs, he acted normal. Too normal. "Morning, Mom," he said, pouring himself coffee. He didn't ask if I wanted any. I watched him move through the kitchen like it belonged to him, like I wasn't a guest, like I was part of the furniture. He picked up my purse, glanced inside it without asking, then set it back down. "Quick, casual. You don't need to carry this around all the time," he said. "You might lose it." That word sat between us. Lose. "I've never lost my purse," I said. He shrugged. "Well, things change." After breakfast, he said he had errands to run. Asked if I wanted to come. I said no. My head did hurt, but there was something else too. A feeling. As soon as he left, I locked the door behind him. My hands were shaking so badly, it took me 2 tries. I didn't know what I was looking for. I only knew I couldn't sit still anymore. I checked the small guest room closet first. Just coats, old boxes. Then I went to the drawer where he kept my mail. The envelopes I hadn't been shown. Bank statements, medical letters, already opened. My name was on all of them. I sat down hard on the edge of the bed. The room felt too warm all of a sudden. I flipped through the papers slowly. Numbers blurred together at first. Then one line caught my eye. A withdrawal I didn't remember making. Then another. And another. Not huge amounts. That was the strange part. Just enough to seem ordinary. Groceries, gas, a few online charges. Charges I didn't recognize. I tried to explain it away. Told myself I'd forgotten, that the coma had taken more from me than I realized. But deep down, I knew my habits. I knew how careful I'd always been. I checked the dates. Some of them were from when I was still in the hospital. I closed the folder and just sat there, listening to the clock tick, feeling something cold spread through my chest. When he came home, I said nothing. Not yet. I watched instead. The way he moved my purse without thinking, the way he stepped into another room to answer his phone, the way he spoke for me when neighbors asked how I was doing. "She's still confused," he said once. "She doesn't remember much." I was standing right there, smiling, nodding. That night, sleep stayed away again. I thought about my house, my real house, my chair, my dishes, my photos on the walls. The next morning, I asked when I could go home. He didn't answer right away. That pause told me more than words ever could. "We'll see," he said. "You're not ready yet." I wanted to argue. I didn't. Instead, I asked if I could see my doctor. Alone. His jaw tightened for just a second. Then the smile came back. "Of course," he said. "Whatever you want." Later that day, the appointment was canceled. He said they'd reschedule. That was when the fog inside me shifted, just a little. I started paying attention after that. Quietly, where my purse was left, how often he touched it, how long my card was gone when he said he needed it for a minute. I checked my balance when I could. Not too often. I didn't want him noticing patterns. Once, at another store, he reached for my card again, didn't even ask. I took it from his hand. Slow, calm. "I've got it," I said. He laughed like I'd made a joke, but his eyes didn't laugh. "You don't need to worry about that stuff anymore," he said. "I'm handling things." That word again, handling. I paid in cash. The cashier smiled at me, a real smile. On the drive home, my son was quiet. The air felt thick between us. That evening, while he was in the shower, I went through the rest of the mail. I found a notice about a card limit increase. Approved, requested, not by me. I folded the paper back exactly the way I'd found it, put it back where it belonged. My heart was pounding so hard I was sure he'd hear it through the walls. I wasn't confused anymore. Not really. I was being managed, controlled, carefully, like someone handles something fragile, or something they believe won't fight back. That night, I lay on the couch, staring at the ceiling, listening to the water stop upstairs, listening to his footsteps. I didn't know yet what I was going to do. I didn't know how I'd confront it. But one thing had changed inside me. I wasn't asleep anymore. I didn't confront him. Not then, not later. I learned a long time ago that loud moments don't always bring truth. Sometimes they just teach people how to hide better. So I stayed quiet. I stayed slow. I watched. The next week, I asked him to drive me to the bank. I said I needed to update my address. Something small, something ordinary. He hesitated, just a second too long. "I can do that for you," he said. "No need to go in." "I'd rather speak to someone," I replied. My voice didn't shake. That surprised me. At the bank, he stayed close. Too close. I could feel him listening as I spoke to the teller. I asked about my balance, asked about recent withdrawals. She turned the screen slightly toward me. I didn't look at my son. I didn't need to. Everything was there. Dates, amounts, places I'd never been. Some charges were from days. I was still learning how to stand again. "I didn't make these," I said quietly. The teller nodded, like she'd been waiting for me to say it. I asked for paper copies. Behind me, my son cleared his throat. "I've been helping her," he said quickly. "She forgets things." The teller looked at me, not at him. "Would you like to speak privately?" she asked. "Yes," I said. That was the first boundary I'd set in a long time. In the small office, I told the truth. Not dramatically, just clearly. The coma, the card, my son handling things without asking. They listened. All the way through. They canceled the card that day. Issued a new one. Changed the PIN. They asked if I felt safe at home. I didn't answer right away. "I will," I said. That night, I packed a small bag. Not everything, just what I needed. When my son came home and saw it by the door, he didn't yell. He didn't cry. He just looked tired. "You're overreacting," he said. "Maybe," I replied. "But I'm leaving." I went back to my house the next morning, my real house. It smelled like dust and old coffee. It smelled like me. Some drawers had been opened. Some things were missing. I didn't panic. I called the bank, the utility companies, my doctor. I asked for paper statements again. Changed passwords I hadn't thought about in years. I didn't block my son's number. I just stopped answering. Weeks passed. The withdrawals stopped. The house grew quiet again. Not empty, honest. One afternoon, I sat at my kitchen table holding my new card, running my thumb along the edge. I thought about the grocery store, about how small I'd felt. I wasn't invisible anymore, just older. And older doesn't mean powerless. I never yelled. I never explained myself to the family. I didn't need to. Silence became my boundary. Distance became my protection. Sometimes love looks like letting go of who you thought someone was. And sometimes waking up is the bravest thing you ever do.